The last member to join our favorite dungeon food adventurers is everyone's favorite cat, Izutsumi, aka Asebi. Ryoko Kui introduced Izutsumi later in the Dungeon Meshi story when everyone else had gotten used to eating monsters in the dungeon, but not Izutsumi, who demanded they make food without monsters in it, which Senshi did by making a risotto I'll show you how to make. Start by dicing a clove or two of garlic, depending on how much of a garlic lover you are, as it will give you a stronger flavor with more. Next, you'll slice 3 walking mushrooms, or in our world's case, mushrooms. Look how skilled Senshi is, not paying attention to the cutting board while he's slicing the mushrooms. I recommend you always pay attention to what you're doing while cooking to prevent accidents from happening, especially with a sharp knife. It's up to you what type of mushrooms you'd like to use. I use Baby Bella mushrooms as it's available in bulk at Costco. They might look too big to eat now, but they'll shrink while cooking. If the stems are a little too long, you can cut the stems in half. In a medium-sized pot, add 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. To get the most flavor from the butter, you'll cook it on medium heat for a few minutes to make brown butter. The butter will soon start to foam as the milk solids and water separate, with the water evaporating from the heat, leaving behind a nutty aroma and brown bits in the pot. When you see and smell the brown butter, add the diced garlic to sauté. Once the garlic is sautéed, add 80 grams of Japanese white rice, which is short grain rice. You'll sauté the rice in the garlic brown butter. Add 1/4 a cup of cooking wine. Add the sliced mushrooms. Add salt to taste. For me, it was a couple pinches. Add black pepper to taste, 1 pinch. Mix everything together. Be sure to scrape the bottom of the pot to ensure none of the rice is stuck to it. Add enough water to cover the top of the rice. Mix everything together, then leave it alone to cook until the water has been absorbed in the rice, about 8 minutes. This isn't the typical way to cook risotto, but I realized the reason for this is because Senshi is using Japanese white rice given to him by Shuro's party rather than the standard risotto rice, arborio. As there are different types of rice, you won't get the same result as when you make risotto due to the different cooking methods. Boiling the rice in a pot and leaving it alone versus adding broth in a pan constantly and stirring it. As Senshi said, it's not the usual monster ingredient recipe, so you don't get the normal umami from monsters here, so we'll add Parmesan cheese to taste. I suggest adding enough cheese until you see a string of cheese while you're mixing it into the rice. Trust me, Chilchuck, it's not a waste. Haha. You're now finished making risotto with mushrooms picked in a graveyard and cheese from the orcs, or as I like to call it, Risotto Senshi made for Izutsumi. As Izutsumi is cat-like, I have a cat head mold I'll use to form the risotto into a cat head shape. The key to ensure the shape holds is to pack in the rice just enough without crushing the rice, especially on the edges. Izutsumi really is quite cat-like, and if you have a cat, you can see the cat qualities. Picky eater, priority for oneself, more self-sufficient, affectionate at times, unaffectionate at other times, surprising genius, perhaps a messy eater, and more than willing to scratch you if annoyed. Nice. Now, where to start? Do you start eating from the ears first or elsewhere? I'm an ears person, so let's start there. Itadakimasu. Has a nice creamy flavor with lots of umami from the brown butter, mushrooms, and cheese. While it doesn't exactly have the same bite as normal risotto rice, there is a bit of bite to the rice which reminds me of it along with the creaminess. Why do you love Dungeon Meshi? Who are your favorite characters in Dungeon Meshi and why? Let us know in the comments. Do you like the little walking mushrooms I made? They're quite easy to make. All you need to do is stick 2 toothpicks on the bottom of a mushroom with a long stem, then for feet, put a small chunk of mushroom cap on the end. The ingredients you'll need for 1 serving of risotto is 80 grams of Japanese white rice, 3 mushrooms, 1/4 cup of cooking wine, 1 to 2 cloves of garlic, 1 tablespoon of butter, salt to taste, black pepper to taste, Parmesan cheese to taste, and water. There are links in the description for the ingredients you'll need to make this recipe. Support the mangaka by buying the Dungeon Meshi manga you love to read for the great story, amazing characters, interesting monsters and demons, and of course the tasty food they're made into, which is linked in the description. Hope you enjoy making Risotto Senshi made for Izutsumi and eating it too. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to enjoy even more delicious Dungeon Meshi recipes from us in the future. Until next time, see ya!